An incredible performance by Chelsea against one of the best teams in the world that sadly wasn't rewarded with a win because of one silly mistake. But I'm telling you now, we're going to get this done at the Camp Nou. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my review of the Chelsea versus Barcelona game in the round of 16 of the Champions League. And it finished 1-0. And I'm happy and I'm a little bit frustrated. Well, I am very frustrated, but I'm unhappy. It's very mixed feelings right now. But let's get straight into it and starting it off with our lineup. And it was a 3-4-3 as I predicted. Thibaut Courtois in goal, the back three, Cesar Azpilicueta, Andreas Christensen and Antonio Rudiger. Two wing-backs of Marcos Alonso and Victor Moses. Two central midfielders of N'Golo Kante and Cesc Fabregas. And then the front three. Very interesting. We started with a false nine. Pedro, Willian and Hazard. And I was very surprised we did start with a false nine. After losing the last three times we tried that, against Watford, against Bournemouth and against Arsenal, we all played a false nine and we all lost. We lost 3-0 against Bournemouth, 4-1 against Watford, just not very long ago at all. But as was quite obvious not long into the game, we did try to press Barcelona and play quite a high line when possible. Not at all times, of course, but when Barca started their attacks from the back, we did try to press them. Once they then came closer to our box, we did sit deep and try to be compact. The quick front three maybe are more suited to press than starting Morata, let alone Giroud. Maybe that was the thinking behind it for Antonio Conte. And just quickly on a tactical point of view, when we were forced to defend deep, we did shape up in a sort of 5-4-1 formation with Pedro, like expected, coming the deepest out of the front three. Barcelona actually went with a bit of a wider 4-4-2 than they have done usually in big games, with Paulinho spending quite a bit of time as the right midfielder basically, while Messi dropped very deep at times, quite deep, to almost create a 4-4-1-1 formation. But getting into the game, and to start with, Barcelona had a lot of the ball. A lot of the ball. But we had the first dangerous moment of the game through Eden Hazard, when similar to his second goal against Hull last week, he had a go with his weaker left from outside the box, but he just about put it slightly over and maybe wide as well. Then another chance for Chelsea within the first 10 minutes, this time for Antonio Rudiger from a Willian corner. Rudiger got to the ball but put his header just wide. He looked like he jumped slightly too early and couldn't direct the ball properly when he did connect with it. While Barcelona did have a lot more of the ball and both teams tried to press each other, Chelsea had another dangerous moment before the end of the first 15 minutes through Eden Hazard again, who stormed into the box past multiple players, played in a low cross which got blocked, actually came back to the Belgian, but also his second effort to find a teammate was unsuccessful. With 15 minutes played, then Barcelona created their first chance of the game, and a very, very good chance as well actually, for Paulinho. After Messi crossed the ball into him, Paulinho found himself with way too much space, but he put his header wide thankfully. Should really have done better there, to be honest, and we should have defended there better as well. And then for the next 50 minutes, Barcelona still basically had all of the ball, but we defended well. And they didn't manage to create anything, but we couldn't keep hold of the ball either. Surprise, surprise, because we didn't have anyone to hold the ball up and wait for the team to move forward. And passing it out from the back was made very difficult by Barcelona's pressing, so we struggled to keep the ball. And Barcelona were putting us under a lot of pressure during that period, but we were defending very well. And that was for about 15 minutes, from the 15th to the 30th minute. That was when that was happening. I don't know, just not a good period for us. But after that, we were straight back into that game properly hard, because in the 33rd minute, Willian hit the bloody post. He just had a go from well outside the box. The keeper was left standing still completely. Unbelievable effort by the Brazilian. So close and so unlucky. And I was going mental. I was like, no, can we not get lucky, please? And then, in the 41st minute, Willian hit the other bloody post. Jesus Christ. Again, from the outside of the box. This time we properly blasted it. So unlucky again. I swear. I was properly losing it at that point. I was losing. I was like, can we not just get lucky for once? And a minute after that, Hazard took a rebound off a free kick clearance on the volley, but put it slightly over the bar as well. And that was then half time at 0-0. And for most of that half, the no strike and mix of pressing and sitting deep and compact worked very well, except that Paulinho had no real chance for Barcelona at all. We hit the post twice, Hazard got close twice as well, and only for the middle 15 minutes or so we couldn't keep the ball very well and therefore were forced to defend a lot, but otherwise it was very good first half. And it was more of the same at the start of the second half. Barcelona with most of the ball, Chelsea defending really well, until Courtois was forced to make a good save around the 52nd minute from a Suarez effort he took from a very, very tight angle. Actually, there was no replay shown of this, so maybe Courtois didn't actually get his hand to it, but I thought he did. Maybe Suarez just dragged it a little bit wide. Still quite a dangerous moment anyway. And then the moment I've been shaking and waiting for all game long, the last 5 days really, or ever since the whole game anyway, Willian made it 1-0 with an unbelievable goal in the 62nd minute. And, it's just third time lucky. He hit the post twice. He hit first the right post, then the left post in the first half. And then third time lucky, he put it into the bottom right corner. After he played a corner short, Hazard passed it to Willian, who was just stood outside the box, just waiting for exactly that ball. Controlled it, dragged it a little bit wide, dragged it past the man in front of him, and then perfectly curled the ball along the floor right into the bottom right corner. Absolute perfect finish, and I literally went mental. And I'm sure all of you did, and I know everyone in the ground did. It was unbelievable. We were honestly defending so incredibly well. Every single player from Hazard back down to Courtois. Unbelievable defending. Until the 75th minute, when Lionel Messi broke his deadlock against Chelsea and made it 1-0. Awful mistake by Christensen. For some reason, Christensen decided to pass the ball along the edge of our box, and he just ended straight up at Iniesta. Azpilicueta tried to slide in to clear it, but he couldn't get there. Iniesta just squared the ball to Messi, who netted it in, and Jesus, that was not a great moment, was it? That was not a great moment. I'm not going to have, the worst of a go at Christensen. Of course, it was a horrendous mistake. He knows that, and everyone knows that. But, the guy's, 21? That's what, he didn't play many Champions League games before, let alone playing Barcelona in a knockout stage game. So, of course, it was a mistake that cost us the win today, most likely. But there's no point having a go at him. Generally, he had a very good game, I thought. And, he's an unbelievable defender. And he will go on to do great things for us. Oh, yeah, by the way, something I quickly want to add. I hate non-English football. That ref literally gave the tiniest bit of contact as a foul. Mainly just for Barcelona. Sometimes for us as well. But mainly for Barcelona. Except just before Barca's equalised when Suarez possibly got tripped in the box. And then maybe should have had a penalty. But it ended up not mattering anyway. Because from exactly that goal kick, Christensen made the mistake to give the goal away. But still, he just gave every single contact as a foul, and it was just bloody frustrating, because if all of those tiniest amounts of contact were fouls, then Hazard should have had a penalty. Not a penalty that I thought would be a penalty, but if all of those tiny little moments were fouls, that when Umtiti clearly just held on to Hazard, was a penalty as well. Then just a few more substitutions. Morata came on for Pedro with 82 minutes played, and in the 84th Drinkwater came on for Cesc Fabregas, but nothing really happened anymore. That was basically it for the game, and it was full-time 1-1. And like I said, it was such a good performance. We barely had any of the ball, but we defended so well. We did everything so well. Counter-attacking, almost scored 3 goals basically. I mean, we hit both posts, then got that goal. Defended so well. Barcelona literally, they created nothing. They created one chance in the first half and that half chance by Suarez and that goal that we basically gave away. For some reason nowadays, we just seem to throw away outstanding performances with silly mistakes. It just keeps happening and it's bloody frustrating. Maybe we didn't create enough chances in the second half, but it's Barcelona at the end of the day. And as much as we wanted to get their second goal after the equaliser, we just couldn't risk Barcelona getting another away goal, because that wouldn't have been the end of the tie, but would have made it a lot more difficult than it already will be at the Camp Nou. And everything is now still to play for. And that is the most important thing. Yes, we now do have to score at the Camp Nou if we want to get through, but we're still in this tie. And some people didn't even think we would do that. The question whether starting a striker would have been the better option, basically, we won't be able to answer. I mean, it worked well. We were 1-0 up until that mistake. Would it have gone better with a striker? Would it have gone worse with a striker? Who knows? There were certainly moments that we looked better, without using a striker because of that, great movement by the front three and that pace off the mark. But there were also other moments, especially for a 15-minute period in the first half, where we could have really done with the striker. And quickly, I just have to mention, of course, Willian. I mean, he was unbelievable. The runs, hitting the post twice, scoring that goal, a great goal as well. He was absolutely outstanding. Everyone was very, very good. Hazard maybe didn't do as much as, we would have hoped for him to do, but he did play well as well. He didn't have a poor game at all. Pedro worked his bloody arse off. Everyone did. Fabregas put in a great shift at defending. Everyone's movement was inch perfect. Moses, Alonso, perfect performances almost. Rudiger, although, charging out, of the back line a little bit too much for my liking at times, was very good. He was very good. Christensen, yes, he made a mistake, misplaced another risky pass in the first half as well that led to a corner. But generally, he was good. Azpilicueta was unbelievable. He was outstanding. Kante, like I said, a few weeks back, I'm not sure if I said it in the video, if I just tweeted it. But Kante, if there's one player that can deal with Lionel Messi, it's N'Golo Kante. And even he struggled, but, I've hardly ever seen anyone deal with Messi as well as I've seen Kante do it. Because Messi wasn't involved much, but Messi had a good game. He doesn't move, run that much nowadays, but he just moves incredibly well. When he has the ball, he's very good. We all know that. I mean, it's Lionel Messi. But Kante dealt with him so well most times. You know, it was unbelievable. And, you know, but of course, Willian, outstanding, absolutely outstanding. And generally, I'm fairly happy with the result. Of course, when you're 1-0 up and then you just hand them the equaliser, it's not great. But let's just get this done at the Camp Nou in 3 weeks' time, and I reckon we can do it. But that's it from me. Leave me all of your thoughts on the game down in the comment section below. I'm sure you're as frustrated as me that we did give that, you know, lead away. Otherwise, we probably would have won the game. But, you know, leave me your thoughts anyway. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video. Don't forget to check out my social media, which is Last1507 on both Instagram and Twitter. As you can see over here, I'd massively appreciate it if you could follow me over there. And also, of course, subscribe to 100% Chelsea. Also, click that notification bell button down below as well, so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea, upwards and onwards. Let's do it at the Camp Nou. And I'll see you next time.